5 seconds remaining.
That was abrupt. Well, all right.
Reserve time.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back into another game for Mr. Cat season number 2. It is our second series of the day, first game of said second series. Of course, our second series of the entire tournament here. It is going to be Faceless versus MVP.Hot6 on moonducktv. Thank you so much for joining us today. Of course, my name is Walt. Joining me today is Trent Pax. Trent, correct me if I'm wrong, but this is the first time I think we're seeing Hot6 in quite some time. I haven't seen them anyways. I don't think they played a game that I could see in a long while. So I think this is their new roster or new-ish roster with a lot of different players than what we're used to seeing for this MVP.Hot6 squad. I do want to mention before we go into any other detail that MVP Revolution, the Kyrgyzstan squad, was supposed to be playing, but they've had, I believe, what was some visa issues, I believe, Trent. So
right. Basically, there was a squad that was picked up by MVP that was coming to play from Kyrgyzstan, and they were like moving to Korea to get the team all rolling, but then they had some visa issues, so they're not all moved in there and like ready to go and all that shenanigans, so they have to like get that all sorted. So as you all know, MVP recently shut down the big squad that you guys would know, like a lot of the players are now on some different rosters and stuff, so they no longer had that MVP Phoenix, and so they're kind of like trying to take the I guess the leftovers and the scraps of trying to forge together these two different squads, and a lot of these guys you probably would recognize, like especially Reason, who has been on a cut, like he was on the main roster for a while before he was kicked off before, and then Light you would have seen around too on some of these like Hot6 rosters and stuff too. He's probably one of the only stayovers, but definitely mostly new blood from Hot6, so it should be interesting to watch.
I do want to say, I don't think there's anything worse than visa issues for a team. Like, I'm sure Revolution really wanted to compete in this tournament, and it's like they're one of their first big tournaments they would have competed in, as far as I know. I mean, that team, that was the it was pretty much the old No Lifer squad, so they have played in some tournaments. It's not like this would have been their first foray into competitive Dota or anything, but it's definitely a big tournament for them to play in. So it's kind of frustrating when you have a situation you're really looking forward to playing at a tournament, you're really looking forward to getting in your new team house, and it's stopped by some bureaucratic bullshit like that. Excuse me.
Exactly, because that's the problem, because now they're not moved, so they can't play on the SCA servers because their ping would be too bad.
Right.
And that's why we've had the switch.
So if you guys missed it, I don't want to spoil anything for Faces versus Mineski, but let's just say Faceless is looking rather good so far today as we jump into the draft. I mean, we talked about outmaneuvering, and they're certainly doing their damnedest to get off to a fast start here in this tournament. So they'll pick up Rubik to start things off here. They've banned out the slider. No surprises there. The Meepo as well, which we talked about a bit in the first series. Ember Spirit, which was a mainstay for Jabs in that first game. They did play it, of course, on Mineski side, I believe, previously. They'll go for the Magnus again, perhaps for Ice Ice Ice. And then Vengeful Spirit picked up Hoger Magi as well for Hot6. So pretty interesting start to the draft. I mean, is it going to be Ice 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 on this Magnus again, do you think? Or I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure, right?
I love this hero as an opener. I think he's very strong. Ice Ice has shown it. Like, you can farm up that jungle very easily. He's hard to shut down. One of the best things about Magnus when he was in the mid lane too is that he was a guy who could handle those awful matchups. He can dominate in certain matchups, but even when it's one where it's just going to be a bad time,
you can still get CS.
Farm with Shockwave. Yeah.
Right, exactly.
So it's great. And then he can contribute so much to different position 1 heroes, be it Juggernaut or your mid heroes like your Ember Spirit. He's got enough combinations. You can't just ban out. You know, this isn't Shao Demon Luna. Can't just take out one or the other and everything's fine. Speaking of which, they're both in the pool, but
no more.
The Hot6 draft I also do like too. So again, we have no footage on these guys. Basically, they haven't played anything since.
We have no idea.
Yeah, no idea.
Which is kind of a bit refreshing. You know, it's rare you get to see a team you don't already know a fair bit about them. It's refreshing in a way. It's just like, I wonder what they're going to do. I wonder what crazy strat they're going to pull out. It kind of brings me back, you know, when you see a new Korean roster, it brings me back to the good old, like, KDL days where you didn't know.
Those were the best.
Like, you just, like, when Meepo wasn't picked that often, and they're just throwing crazy picks out, like they're doing the weirdest stuff, and you had, like, nobody knew the players at the time. People were like, this MP guy is so good. It's just, like, there was somebody, like, interesting, like, you remember Bird Gang? It's just, like, it's such a nostalgia trip. Bird Gang, dude. What was the last time you heard about you remember Bird Gang?
I remember Jesus Stick was my.
Jesus
I would
Stick,
stay up until like 2 or 3 a.m. watching Korean Dota League in university, and there was some guy named Jesus Stick, and there would be like 200 viewers on Twitch. I remember we'd all go crazy.
Oh, everybody loved Jesus Stick. It was the go-to meme. I miss some of the Korean players, and it's so interesting to see them. And I guess it shouldn't be that surprising considering Korean gamers' pedigree to go from what they were, you know, at KDL when Zephyr was around. Which, by the way, I'm wearing a Zephyr T-shirt today. Interestingly enough. when Zephyr were around, and then go to what MVP Phoenix later became, which was a dominant team in the international scene and how good they became. It's just kind of crazy. Like, it's not surprising that happened, but it's crazy that it did in such a way. But
yeah,
let's talk about the punch
meteoric
pick.
rise. Yeah, this is first 2 games I believe it was banned first phase by the opponents. So this time not gonna happen. We have of course seen Black play it in some very interesting ways in position 1. So something you have to be concerned about from Hot6. But the hero is also still fantastic in the position 4 role. Definitely a difficult hero to handle in all aspects. I think Pudge is super strong. I think he's one of the best heroes like in Dota right now.
Right.
You don't have to hit hooks, man. Rot is so good at like staying any sort of aggression against like dual lanes or anything like that.
He's such a good high ground defender now too. It's insane.
It's infuriating.
Like, just get one good hook off, and you're like, well, I guess we're done pushing now. That's either we fight or we don't. So it's tough.
We've talked a lot about the Faceless draft overall, but I think MVP.Hot6 had a great opener too. That same idea that we saw in our first game today where we had the CM and the Naga Siren, and the whole idea of you have to be prepared for the different strategies that come out from a position 1 Naga, and then maybe in the end they just throw it into support, and then you've drafted this whole counter split push or something like that, and you're in a little bit of a rough patch. Same idea here with the Venge, just a little bit different. You have to watch out for that super fast pace core Venge. You have to always consider it. But you could just go support. And yeah, Troll's back, baby.
I guess so.
Troll.
I guess so. Oh man, there's
been with that nerf to Magnus, the damage we're talking about like the whole idea of like the RP and the cleave and how that was just nerfed down from his talent. Now with the actual with the battle trance, that actually completely negates that.
Oh yeah. MVP.Hot6 go for the good old MVP staple, the good old Korean staple in the Warlock, which is interesting. Something that the old MVP rosters used to run a lot, but tell me about the Troll Warlord besides the battle trance. I mean, there was one patch that he was dominant for. I think you know the patch that I'm talking about.
Yes.
Him and Sniper.
He was okay in that patch.
Yeah, he was pretty good. He's pretty good.
Dota 1 is still on that patch. Do you guys know that?
Oh, really?
That was the last patch Dota 1 ever.
Oh, rest in peace, Dota 1.
Yeah, By the way, if you want to play Dota 1, you have to play that hellhole.
I don't think anybody would ever. Oh God, could you there's a handful of Dota 1 players out there playing, and they have to deal with that patch. They're just like, man. That's just dead too. By the way, to steal a phrase from Andrew, Troll Warlord is pretty okay, pretty all right.
Yeah. He builds S and Y still. It's like the only hero that does that. And now with a couple buffs to that item, perhaps he'll have a better time than usual.
I love S and Y. Talk to people like I don't know if he still feels this way, but I remember talking to like Merlini and Fear back at some of the hubs back in the day, and they are not a fan of those items. I don't want to put words in their mouth because it's been a while since I've talked to them, but it's an item that's kind of polarizing. Either you like it or you don't. I feel like an SMY is an item that I personally enjoy. It just makes you feel beefier, better, stronger. It's just got that feel to it. But anyway,
harder, better, faster, stronger.
Something like that. Yeah, I guess you could.
That sounds about right.
Hot6, they've got a minute left in the reserve time. Last bans will be the Invoker from Faceless and the OG from Hot6. What do they need? So you have Warlock. You have like the thing about this lineup is, I might be wrong about this. It's tough to tell who's going where and who's doing what. So
yeah, I think more than likely they are still searching for the mid as Faceless. They went for the Invoker ban. I think that's right. The support Warlock just coming into play here. I don't think you want to invest too much in a core these days that has a guarantee like 165 seconds. That's a pretty long time in this patch.
Right.
So I don't know if I'd want to build my whole lineup around him. I think more importantly, his Fatal Bonds cooldown is going to be great with like Axe, Venge, Ogre.
Yeah, Fatal Bonds is pretty great. And going back to your point about the cooldown, it's kind of what you were talking about the Tide Hunter in the last game. It's just like a lot of the fighting is based off of shorter cooldowns. I feel like. What? Are we back at that patch, man? What's happening?
6.83 all over again.
Please no.
Yeah, this is a good pick, but this is the same idea of just like having some sort of a mid hero that can capitalize on this, like Venge getting in there and brawling with the axe. Your position 1 Venge, she gets very tanky early on. She buys herself Dragon Lance. You still have the defensive option coming up from her there too, where she can like swap out your sniper in case he does eventually get gone on. You have to be dodging some hooks, dodging some blinking, skewering Magnus plays from Ice. Perhaps, maybe he'll go true Ice and just either hit God tier skewers or whiff a couple, and maybe the sniper's just bait for him. But
he's about half and half last game, I think.
Yeah, he was close on a couple of them. Though.
Yeah, he went for some optimistic skewers for sure. But yeah, man, I mean, we talked about not having any footage or info on MVP.Hot6, and I don't want to say this is this is a bit of a surprising draft to me anyway. I mean, both teams really, but I'm excited to see how this game plays out. Again, I feel like Face is obviously the more well-rounded team. That is
filthy.
That's not fun. I feel like for a couple of these heroes on Hot6, that's just not a fun hero to deal with.
I noticed this was their response to a lone druid too. Was the same. They went back for this PA, even when the sniper was still in the pool. So it seems like Faceless really like this hero. Good one to hop in those back lines, get on top of somebody. In this game, it will be the sniper.
Yeah.
Our counterplays to that, though, again, we do have the swap, and we do have the Berserker's Call from the Axe, so she'll have to be relatively careful. But another great hero to synergize with Magnus, and fantastic with that battle trance.
I feel like Faceless can kind of get away with a lot in this game. I feel like they can sort of bully Hot6 if Hot6 aren't careful. They don't have their abilities up and ready to go. I just feel like, and again, this is a team where clearly Faceless has played a lot more competitive Dota and against some really very good teams. So this is not an easy game for Hot6 by any stretch. I would love to see them come out and perform rather well, but this is not an easy game for them. So let's jump into it.
I love this Magnus opener. I think this is so strong. Like, what can you do against it during the draft? As long as you have someone who's this comfortable on it. And I'm sure there are teams that are going to find ways that you could maybe demolish this. If you want to dedicate something like a bounty or something to messing with his times, then it could be a difficult recovery for someone like a Magnus. But overall, his life has just been good. And you just simply can't ban out all the partners that he can grab. Like, they take care of the jug and whatnot. But just later in the draft, we have a troll and a PA. And these aren't just, like, bad combos with Magnus. These are, like, god-tier combinations.
There's so many, like, not even... It doesn't even have to be agility carries. Like, you can do a strength carry if you want to, realistically. But, like, there's so many different partners he has. You're absolutely right. Like, Faceless Void, Anti-Mage, Troll, PA. We're just seeing these right now, but...
Yeah.
Ember Spirit.
They're just all so good.
Yeah, it's not... and it's not just the Empower, as we've talked about. It's a combination of everything. So we'll see what he does. He doesn't have the Coin Blade. I think he had the Coin Blade. Like, he bought that instantly last game. He doesn't have it now. I'm pretty sure he had it from the start. I could be wrong about that, but so we'll see him go for maybe something a little bit different. And meanwhile, speaking of Coin Blade, Iron Talon has been picked up for the Axe, so he's got that going for him. Still start out more than likely in the jungle. XY being aggressive on this PA, running up and.
Grace? He's going to run right nice. Hello.
By the way, I should point out this is a Black Pudge and an XY PA, so they're switching things up a bit here in this game. So clearly...
Oh, he loves this Pudge.
Yeah.
He needs it, you know?
Not necessarily that he doesn't like PA, but I think it's more of a I really like Pudge type thing.
Yeah, this guy's Pudge player extraordinaire.
You wouldn't think so, considering Black's other heroes that he plays, but...
Yeah, it's true. Like, someone who just loves Anti-Mage so much, just going...
You don't think of that person as like a...
Pudge is so funny.
Yeah, a top-tier Pudge player that he's like, Anti-Mage and Pudge, my two favorite heroes. You're like, what? Doesn't make much sense, but... Ryzen coming in, looking to throw an Ignite onto Jabs, he immediately makes the tree and eats it very quickly, throws out a Rolling Axis. So already you can see this is not that easy of a lane so far for Jabs because of all the harassment. So we'll see how well he can perform here in this mid lane. He has the poor main shield, so he's able to take a few more hits than maybe usual. XY roaming around on this PA, so not really giving Black all of the farm, interestingly. Not having a farming PA, just a lot of roaming from the Phantom Assassin for now.
Yeah, I assume that they're just giving Black his boots. I've never actually watched the Black. I've seen him do true position one Pudge before. I've never watched him do this, like, support one. I'm sure they've probably just been doing it recently, but I haven't had a chance to cover SDA. So I would assume he just buys his brown boots, and then he'll just group up with Nuts. And, yeah, they even have smoke in the backpack. So
yeah,
this is nice. Just a little bit of space. Go scout it where the offlaner is with your PA, and Black will just get his booties going. They'll smoke mid. Kind
of interesting. I feel like there's a lot you could do with this. Light died to a neutral creep, and that was not intentional. That was not intentional, and he has no real money. He didn't buy anything. That's not something that you should really be doing in a game like that. It's not a good start, man. I'm not going to say too much more than that, but it's not a good start for MVP.Hot6 in his game.
Oh, rough. I mean, the beginning is tough for sure, but goddamn.
Yeah, I can't believe that happened. I'm going to be honest. That's crazy to me. But mistakes happen. Even the best of the best sometimes die to neutral creeps. It's unfortunate, but it does happen from time to time. Still, though, they are doing well in some of the other lanes. You have 8 last hits, 5 denies for the Sniper, 8 last hits for the Vengeful Spirit. So, and they're putting a lot of pressure on Jabs with this Ogre. Ryzen gets a regen root, for God's sakes. He cleared it up. He didn't even need it. His Bloodlust level 1, he has Ignite, and Jabs will get hit up again. Luckily, they have a creep wave pushing in the tower, and here's Black. He has level 1 meat hook, but not quite in range to throw it out yet and find a kill. He does have boots coming out, however, so Black is now starting to roam it up and give XY the farm top lane for the time being.
Yeah, and they still haven't used that smoke yet either, and that's just kind of chilling with it. And free farm PA, always a nice way to start out your game.
Magic Missile onto the Magnus. He's going to skewer himself away. A fair bit of damage. They didn't want to get off the Fatal Bonds of the Shadow Word, so he'll be able to get back. He has a Coiling Blade coming out. He'll Shrine up again. Ice Ice using about 3 of those last game. So he'll get back into farming pretty soon. Until he has that Coiling Blade, he probably just wants to stay in lane.
His Light is going for like a recovery maneuver here where he's going to go for a triple stack.
If he can get it done,
really
like,
nice.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Didn't
They
get
missed
it.
Yeah. Rough. And here comes Black, and now this jungling becomes that much harder for Light. Oh, he doesn't walk uphill. He'll go the other direction.
Yeah, I think he saw where the creeps were coming back, so he knows where he's going to be.
He can hit a hook here. Right now, there is vision for both of them. They see each other, so he's just going to walk away. He wants the CS.
Black has the hook.
Yeah, Light. He does get off the Berserker's Call. The Rod is there. Can he get in range? He has boots. Meanwhile, Light does not, so Light is dead. Rise is coming in to help out, but that is first blood going for Black. He'll try to TP. Fire Blast is not there, nor is any. There's no way to stun him, essentially, and Black just TP's home. So that'll provide him his Tranquils, and Light's jungling continues to get worse and worse as the game progresses.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That is rough.
Rough indeed.
Rough is the name of it. I think I've said rough like 40 times already since this cast started, so apologies there, but it's been rough.
It's accurate. It is an accurate word to describe this.
Well, let's see how the other lanes beside the jungle are going, I suppose.
I mean, the Venge is
Jabs.
getting farmed, so.
Yeah, Venge's getting farmed, Sniper's getting farmed.
Race
although Trolls
is probably dead. Yeah, I would say so. He had a double damage, Skewer will go, and they don't even need to use the meat hook, so. Shadow Word is doing a lot of damage, not to mention there was a double damage rune for Grace, and Magnus will just have to go and heal. Unfortunately, he's already used this shrine close to the secret shop, so he either has to A, go all the way back to the fountain, or B, use the shrines that he used previously to heal back up.
Look at Black. He's like already back mid, too. He was thinking about it.
He is all over the place. He wants to be involved in pretty much every kill, I think, and I don't blame him.
I mean, he's got his Tranquil boots already.
XY getting pressured by the Lights, the Axe, and Ryzen is here ready to go to help out if need be. Meanwhile, free farm given to the Vengeful Spirit down bottom, but I think they're okay with that. XY now getting jumped potentially. Fade Bolt Telekinesis is ready. Now they'll jump back in. He's got Berserker's Call. He'll use it. Telekinesis coming out. Spin still happening. Light's still low, and XY should get this kill. In fact, he just picked it up. Will they dive Ryzen? I'm not sure. He is pretty tanky. He's got Bloodlust. He's got Ignite. And they'll just back away from the tower. Meanwhile, mid lane, you can see they were looking for Grace or perhaps another kill. They did get it on the sniper. Yeah, and it's just... I hope they're getting a lot with Avenge, because I think they really need it right now.
Can't even like pressure into this tower or anything. Ice is just always back here. 2 points to the Empower. He's got a Shockwave. So easily able to hold this lane. And he's even a threat, too. Just... You never know when he's going to skewer forward if you're near the wave, and Black's off the map, so this Venge is just gone. Full HP, plenty of spells available too in terms of like the mana pool, and Shuma still can't even go into lane because he's too scared about where Black could be.
There's just not much they could... It feels like MVP are being reactive for the most part, and they're not really... And a lot of the time, they're just reacting to deaths. There's not much they can do about any of the heroes on the map. Getting a lot of good farm for your Troll now. You're getting a lot of good farm for your PA. Black's found a couple of kills, and now even Ice is starting to get involved. The game will only get harder and harder for them as the game progresses. So I don't know. It's not great. Let's just say it's rough. It's a rough start, Train.
Level 3 hook. Oh. Black's not going to find it. I thought maybe. I thought he was eyeing that Warlock.
Oh,
the range,
that range creep.
Dude, the hack.
The jig is up. I know.
The science behind range creeps, they're like, what is it? They have like a 1.5, so if they see you, they will then spend a second and a half always just searching for you. So if they find that like one angle, they will like run in the trees to find you.
It's kind of ridiculous. I can't tell you how many times a gank in a pub game has been blown up by a range creep.
I know, man. They've got the vax senses. They know things. Like that's what, like the one great Dota conspiracy is everyone thinking that range creeps. No, they have flying vision. It's just they must. But you hear that all the time. It's just like, no, dude. It's just like super weird search patterns.
We're getting real into the meat of the range creep lore here.
There's like an our Dota 2 conspiracy subreddit, and that would be their top post.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Valve did 322. Anyway,
I've heard some crazy conspiracy theories involving Dota, but that a real subreddit, by the way? Is that a
No,
thing?
but someone can. You're welcome.
All right.
Just gave you like
Make
3
that-
great posts.
I'll
guys.
sub to you. I'll become a part of that community. Jab's getting gagged
Jabs?
mid-fire,
This would be
blast,
great.
ignite. There's the shrapnel assassinate. He's done. He's done. Nice kill. Finally, MVP get on the board, and it's a pretty big kill at that. So, nicely done. He doesn't really get them back in it yet. They smoke up together. Light is like at half HP. They do have a shrine. They're going to use it, I would imagine. And they're going to try to find somebody else on the opposite side of the map. Who they have Tranquils up in the axe. He's going to try to get to Blink Dagger. He's very far away from it. Meanwhile, Doctor's sitting on Treads, the Salvin, and Aquila. And they're going to head to the opposite shrine. Meanwhile, though, Isis is already heading back home. Black's leeching mid, and then their 2 heroes stop. So they probably won't find anybody. Maybe they wrap around. They'll steal the bounty rune at least.
I
Nice.
like this though. I think they have the right idea because just
Oh,
what Ice has been up to.
Yeah, and he's being
It makes
back,
sense
so
where he would be.
there's all 5 bottom, and Ice, if he doesn't die here, I would be shocked. Magic Missile goes, doesn't have RP. They have TPs coming in like crazy. Shrapnel's going. They have the Fatal Bonds up, Telekinesis, Fable. They might lose 1. I don't think they'll lose 2. Black is looking for TP, or excuse me, a hook, XY. He TPs in. He's just dead. Assassinate. They just throw their bodies away. TP in. There were all 5 there, and they knew there were all 5 there. XY. They'd be making a bit of a misplay.
They know Black's there. Look at their their positioning. Like, all right, everyone. Over
Everyone
here,
on this
please.
side of the creeps. Nobody be over
Black
here.
is in the area.
If you're over here, you're getting hooked.
Oh, Grace. Oh no, Grace didn't get the memo.
Yeah, they're posturing for him. Team's like, no, you're not getting this kill.
The guy's back.
That was
Okay.
that was not great. That just kind of swings things. I mean, Faceless still have about a 2,000 net worth advantage. Don't get me wrong, they're still ahead, but that's one way to give the advantage right back to MVP. I mean, Light gets a little bit of gold out of that. Yeah, Jabs was still farming mid, so it's not the worst thing in the world for Faceless, but it's still up in the air. They're starting to do a bit better.
Like Light went top. He got a decent amount of farm there too. So he's on his way to that Blink Dagger. That's when they could really start getting aggressive here. Should be timing up probably with Grace getting his ultimate. I would hope. He's level 5.5 right now. And even going to pull a wave here, so might get a neutral camp. But they also want to pump on a little bit of aggression. Look at Black just like running.
He's
What are you
running
going to do?
at
That's the
Shuma.
problem.
Oh man, that was so close. That was half an inch away from that hook connecting and him getting a dismember off.
The Ukes.
Yeah.
Well done.
He did a good job there. But
Here's
they're
the
going to
smoke
immediately
now,
reset,
though.
and they're going to reset and smoke it up and look for another potential hook.
Hook is
They
actually
should
like
find
how
it.
is a spell back already? It's so ridiculous. This
Yes.
hero, man, he's so good.
He's really good right now. They don't have a ward here, by the way, but Shuma seems to know something's
Oh,
up. Telekinesis into hook, absolutely. Dismember to follow it up. Magic Missile first. The rod is still there. They drop the Shadow Word, but it's still a death, and that's a big death at that. Grace, spell was stolen. He steals the Fatal Bonds for nuts, and now Grace is getting dove. RP, ready. They'll use it. He catches him just on the edge of it, and with the hook, Black finds himself a double kill. Now, we do have Jabs going to work on Horizon. There's the Whirling Axes. I don't think he could solo him. A pretty tanky hero that is Ogre Magi, but 2 quick kills.
Scary with Doctor nearby.
Yeah, and he doesn't want to go for him. But so 2 quick kills, and Black continues to find nice pickoffs. They'll even shrine up afterwards, and we'll see where they go from here. And again, Ice goes for the Helm of the Dominator build.
Oh.
So.
Oh, did you need more hooks? How about an Arcane Rune? That's kind of handy. At least this ward was just alive. And Nuts, maybe he'll get the money from it? Nope.
Oh, almost getting Doctor. Pretty good juke from Doctor there to just make sure. They have a ward, so he knew something was coming. We just talked about, but Black almost predicted correctly how he was going to move. So again, it's that double Helm of the Dominator build coming out. Jabs is building one. He has one now, and then of course Ice also has one in his inventory currently.
Oh, so good call from Black and Nuts to back up here. They correctly predicted on MVP that they would be making a rotation down there, but now they all just group mid.
Golem is dropped. Jabs is going to get hooked to safety. That's half of the ability of that, but he still was Berserker's Call. They just got it off before the hook came through. A good attempt from Black, but the Berserker's Call helps them secure that kill. So good attempt there from Black, but oh, nice hook. Good angle on Ryzen, and he's done with Dismember. So now this push probably just stops. Fire Blast comes out, but he's dead to the rot, and Black now has a mega kill spree going his way. So even when they get a kill on Jabs, they still lose one, and they can't push the tower down. Rough. It's so hard to push against the Pudge. It's really just hard to play against him in general, I think.
The mental games, man.
Yeah.
Strong hero. Look at this Venge. Out of here.
See you later.
Oh, where's the Pudge? Yeah, no, I'm gone. I don't feel like getting dove by 5.
She's like circling, like there's no wards in this area. Please help. It's tough for sure. Well, the good news for MVP is that Doctor now has a Dragonlance. He's actually keeping pace with most of the heroes on Faceless side. The bad news is that, well, the Pudge is up there in terms of net worth, and they have Ice as well. So they have an extra hero up there in terms of net worth, which is actually giving them a pretty significant net worth advantage.
They also have 100 seconds, well, 90 now, but until Grace Love's ultimate, so Faceless will just pressure on down bottom, maybe scout out a little bit. I would like probably just run the Helm back here. That's one of the best things about these little creeps too, so you can just scout out with them. Instead, Ice will just cut some trees and easy tower.
Freaking the way the Ogre Frostmage walks is just so
I know.
funny. He just
feels
waddles
like their
around.
Animations weren't made for these ridiculous move speeds that Helm gives them, so they look so stupid when they're not around.
I feel like every neutral creep in this game is just, they make them look as silly as possible. You gotta give it to Valve.
Helm of the Dominator is the funnest item for a core right now.
Oh, absolutely. It's great. Everybody buys it too. Doctor has TP'd in. I don't think they know this. The Shrapnel now they will. Ice, Blink Call. There it is, and they're going to look to find a kill here, and they'll probably get it. Magic Missile, Assassination, not even needed. It's the Culling Blade that does the job for Light.
Great to get that kill on him too. I think he's the most important person to stack some gold on as well. If we can get him up into that Blade Mail, it's going to be very effective against a Troll Warlord and a PA.
Yeah.
That'll be one fruitful item for an axe as the bird scouts. What an item Helm the Dominator is. How many do they have now? 3?
They have 3? Did
oh no,
PA
PA's not.
She's going Deso. Straight Deso, no Vlads, no Helm, whatever. Meanwhile, bottom
not
lane.
messing around, man.
Oh man, they get a kill, they blink up, and they get the kill onto the Rubik, who falls very quickly. And they get the Teamwork Tower. So again, they're missing out on that extra bit of net worth that they're getting from Ice and Black, but they are getting kills. They're finding tower kills, they're finding kills just in general, so.
That was all without Golem too, so maybe they can now take mid with it.
I think so. Grace is already situated there. He has no arcanes. He's a poor lad. Windlace, Brown Boots. He does have a magic wand, so I guess most.
Thing I'm worried about though is if they try and make this big 5-man push mid again, and then XY shows up,
and
he
finds
that
now.
perfect moment. Yeah, exactly. He is just gonna eviscerate the sniper. If he gets on
He will
top
die
of him.
quickly. The sniper does have a Dragon Lance. He also has Tread, so if he's on agility or strength, he should be somewhat okay. But yeah, I mean, if the sniper gets caught, probably not. No, I'm trying to be optimistic here, Trent.
I'm trying to be realistic.
Okay, fine.
If he gets blinked on, I'm excited. I would love to see just how much damage XY is gonna do. Yes.
What level crit does he have? 2? Yeah, he does. Crit, so it's gonna be a lot. Meanwhile, the Ice is split pushing bottom. No blink for him yet. He's trying to build into it. I wouldn't be surprised to see Faceless just. I don't want to hold that thought. They're going to smoke up, and maybe they will try to find Doctor or somebody here. Horizon's the one up front, but they're kind of baiting him here.
This is great from MVP. This is a really nice play.
Are they going to dive this? This is dangerous. They have the Purge creep. They drop a sentry down. There is a ward here, so they know something is amiss. Oh, good. Oh, they don't see it. That ward.
Dun, 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 dun. This is dangerous. Looks like Faceless wised up though. There's like, you know what? No one's showing on any of the lanes. Where the hell else would they be? Like, no one's farming top. No one's down here bottom. Ice has been roaming around here for a while. They must know they're all mid, and they know that Golem's just waiting for their faces.
Doctor just denied that center. It's not the biggest play in the world, but it's always nice to see. MVP will counter smoke now, and they have the blink daggers I've talked about for Axe. It looks like it might be Black that gets caught. Smoke is not yet broken yet.
He's just such a bad person to go on. It's like so not ideal to be diving Pudge.
Word.
Oh, nice sentry.
Yeah, that sentry actually is huge. Nuts sees it goes down. He should know that somebody is nearby. In fact, they all back up almost instantly. MVP here.
And goal achieved, though. They got the tower, and they still have Golem.
Nuts is maybe dead. Shrapnel coming out. It does
Black can turn this
finally.
fight, though.
They're tricksters being annoying against Ryzen.
Ryzen. Oh, Black. He's just like faking that hook out, dude.
Nothing comes of it, though.
Scary.
During that entire 2 or 3 minute span while they were just sitting mid, though, Ice is farming away, and XY as well. Already building into the Vlads, as previously mentioned. So.
Yeah, Ice is really catching up here, too.
Maelstrom for the sniper.
Again, though, like,
they
have stayed the gain. It's been staying at 4K for a little while, which probably okay with on MVP. Then again, like, the later this goes, certainly not looking the best for them, one would say. But at least currently they're still surviving. The next Blink play from Ice going to be rather terrifying. He's looking towards that Shadow Blade, so maybe thinking that there's going to be quite a bit of map movement heading over the next little while and going to find a way to abuse that.
There's a Midas on Black, by the way. I might have already talked about this, but I just noticed it.
Nope. Well, that's a pretty good item on a lot of our 4 heroes these days, and Pudge is no exception. Loves those levels, man. His talents are sick.
I have a bit of a tower trade coming momentarily. They can actually... I think if Faceless wanted to back up and fight this, they can. However, it's looking like it's MVP that wants to do so. But now that the Tier 1 tower is gone and Pudge is in a pretty advanced position, they're going to have to back up far behind the Tier 2 tower. Might fall as well. So there's still a couple heroes top lane pushing.
Yeah, they just go straight bottom, too. Because like they have to deal with mid, so someone has to be here. And Black can set up in a very nice position, so they don't have any vision on him right now.
Oh, they're TPing to the shrine. They want to kind of, I guess, flank them? But they know Ryzen. They have a ward here, so they know where Ryzen is. He's not fooling anybody. And Ryzen probably knows this. Right, there's the Dark Troll Summoner. And Snare comes out. Ignite. Hook. See you later. You're dead. That is a dead hero. So that vision, I get what they're going for there, but I guess they just weren't ready for the Observer Ward on the high ground.
Yeah.
And they give away not only a Tier 2 tower, but the kill as well.
Well, they got the Tier 1 top. They save the Tier 2 mid. And they still have golems. I'm just gonna. That's my bright spot for this whole game. If they lose this game, I'll still be sitting here going. They
had golems.
They have golems. So at least they can fight if they find that right moment. It's just again gonna be very difficult for them.
Yeah, that's a tough situation. I like you said.
XY with this empower, dude.
Kind of damage he pumps out
gross.
is probably insane.
Dude, he does so much damage.
And let's see how quickly he kills this creep wave. Or this creep camp. Pretty fast.
That's pretty good considering
he was
all
cleaving.
you're doing is... Like, he's got stolen bloodlust as well from Nuts. That's kind of cheating.
Oh, yeah, that's not even fair. That's just not even fair.
I just really want to see this PA go to town with Battle Trance.
He's gonna have a BKB soon, and there's only a handful of things they could do to stop him when he gets his BKB. So. That's rough.
Well, to be fair, in terms of like good BKB lineups, at least it's somewhat decent.
Right.
Like, they have the Golem stun, they have Swap, they have Call, but
they have Call, yeah.
In the end, it's still a pretty. It's always a good BKB.
I mean, I don't even think Sniper does that much damage to her. How much armor does she have now with everything? 15? 15?
Plus evasion.
Plus evasion, right? Not even close to an MKB. I don't think he'll get. Wow. Going Shadowblade now, the Sniper is. I don't know how I feel about that, actually.
Yeah. I'm not sure. Maybe just knowing that it's going to turn to kind of a rat game and need something, but that's unlikely to save you from anything. Break. Maybe, I guess that'll be a solution. I'll just get like a Silver Edge instead of an MKB.
Right.
And then it does like both, but still not that strong.
The double Satyr Shockwave. There's a lot. There's creeps battling everywhere, dude. There's like a Satyr Tormentor in the pit. There's a Satyr Tormentor getting killed by Faceless. The Dark Troll Summoner just got blown up. Like, there are so many different creeps around the map. How many? Is there only 3 helms in this game? Yes. It might as well be 4 considering there's Vlad's, but pretty much a helm, but not really. It looks like a helm. Ignore
it
me.
Definitely would be worn on a face.
Well, that's a dead Ryzen. Ignore me. I'm being silly. So he has died a lot. He's not having an easy game. I gotta say, I really enjoyed Black play this Pudge. He's done a really good job of it. He's lent us a handful of kills.
First phase ban from SEA teams. Good reasoning, it seems.
Yeah, I guess so. We'll go right into Roche.
I gotta say though, he looks pretty tilted right now. This might have been on cooldown for a long time. I'm sure he's like twitching in his chair. He's like, guys, can I please go to the jungle? Like,
get me.
this has been far
you
too
don't
long.
need me to be here. They're not fighting us. Oh, Ryzen, no. Ryzen, no. 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 He's like, all right, well, at least I got a kill now. I can use my Midas.
Ogre truly embracing the walking bag of meat that this hero is well known to be.
He's only got 4 deaths, surprisingly. I'm surprised it's not more, but I guess when you only have 16.
Oh, 9 flesh heap stacks on Black, though. That's a pretty good percentage. 9 out of 10. I'll take that.
He's doing well. And the push is coming now. Ogre is back up in a second, so the good thing is that he's a pretty low respawn time. But now with the Desolator, Troll, Axes, this is a dead tower. Very quickly. Pudge looking for a hook. He can't find one. Grace and Light are in a tree line. This is a dangerous position to be in. Luckily, they just don't know that they're there. However, Faceless is out.
waiting to use those golems.
They still got golems.
Still got him.
Grace is just like hope. He's like, when do I drop these guys? Oh,
It's such an awful spell.
Good call. That was pretty good. XY, he does have Aegis, so he can get away with this. They do get the swap off now. Light stays alive. Hook misses. Aegis is gone. Shiba's pretty low. Golem stolen by Rubik. Nuts going to work, and now they have to back up. Nobody dead yet, except for the Troll Warlord. Black finally brings down Light. XY goes in. Now the RP onto 3. He's done it again. Ice, the cleave coming through. It's a 5-man wipe. See you later. Oh, my God. Nuts actually just got a triple kill with Fade Bolt.
Damn, what a steal.
Yeah. XY just died to Golem, by the way. The Golem did it, Trent. Got the kill.
Dude, I told you, man. It's all about the golems.
Just on the wrong team.
What a team fight for a Rubik player. Well done, Nuts, man.
Nuts went
steals
in.
the golems and steals that PA's well-deserved triple kill, I must say.
Yeah.
Like, Ice came in on like Saving Private Ryan, Black Hawk Down recovery mission with that RP, and then like he RPs them, and then he hands over the Empower to the PA, and then Nuts just gives him the Fade Bolt for the kills. Well done, honestly. How much gold did he steal out of those? That was a lot of gold. 215, 240, 432.
Yeah. He
What
went
an
in.
ass.
That was a good. That was a better fight than I was expecting for MVP.Hot6. I will say that much. I think they had some good swaps. They had some good calls. I think FL Faces got a little ahead of themselves. Jabs went down in that fight, but then the Golem steal happened. The RP was. That was it. They did their best until that RP came out, and then at that point you're like, well, that's it. Fight's over. Anyways.
That was kind of ridiculous to watch that PA with the Empower on top of those RP
Right.
heroes, though. That was disgusting.
Yeah. Like, this
Battle
is not
trans.
gonna end well. So for now, that gives the net worth advantage very much in Faceless's favor. About 15,000 now. Experience is about 20,000. So Faceless is in, let's just say, a dominant position. They have yet to take a tier 3 Iraq, so it's a bit more farming, waiting for RP to be up, and Golem is still down for about 40 seconds with RP coming out now, so they're going to smoke and make the best of it. Swap out. Jabs might be in trouble here. He's going to pop the Battle Trance call. He's going to come through. RP comes out. The skewer in. They'll catch 2 Shockwave going through the Fate Bolt as well. They're still alive. They've lost Jabs right now. Where's XY? He's not there. Like, it's a double kill with the Galling Blade, and they're looking for more. Black now on the road, but he has to use the Dismember. Shima's low. Coming in. Now they get the kill on the Axe somehow. Black now in trouble. Magic Missile. He'll finally fall. 3 dead. XY was not there the entire time. The crit from the dagger pretty much kills Grace. But he'll stay alive for now. But that was not the play. And now, guess what's coming up, Trent? Guess what's coming up?
Golems, but it's on both of them because Nuts still has his golems.
How much longer?
In fact,
he still
Nuts
has
is
it for a
being
long
chased
time.
by golems while waiting for his golems to respawn for his cooldown. All right,
Getting real
he's
mad
killed
here.
the mud golems.
Oh man.
Golems this game.
Yeah. So they take the tier 2 tower. That's a huge fight. They lose only the Axe, and that's it. So that XY, if XY is there, I think they win that fight. But he's farming away in the jungle, and he's not able to get there in time. His BKB is currently flying out, I believe. But he'll have that for the next fight, which is going to make his life a whole lot easier. All right, we're not done yet, man. I mean, there's a pretty significant net worth advantage.
To give away.
Yeah, oh my, look at
crazy.
that. Look at the graph.
Yeah. They're just
right.
so far ahead.
Here we go. Skewer, they found Shuma. Swap is available, but I don't think he's going to get to use it. Maybe he's sitting on very low HP. They bring him down. The Golem is popped. XY going to work, finally jumping in. They've taken down 2, including the Sniper, and now Grace is going to be next. The BKB does its job. Ryzen will be able to get away. The hook is there, but unfortunately that's on XY instead. So 4 dead. A pretty good attempt there from MVP.Hot6, but XY with the BKB just is able to come through in the clutch.
All right. Well, that looked a little bit more like what we were expecting, I would say.
Yeah.
Spells get used. Didn't even end up mattering.
Did he
Pretty
reseal?
strong.
No, he stole shrapnel. He didn't reseal.
Yeah, I used the golem to just snag shrapnel right away.
Ryzen, my friend, not having a good game. He's doing his best, unfortunately. It's just not really doing what he can. So now the respawn timers are short enough that they'll all be up with the exception of Ryzen by the time they hit this tier 3 tower, but because they have Battle Trance up in about 13 seconds, because they have a PA with Desolator, this should still fall pretty quickly if they want to commit to it.
Yeah, didn't have to use RP top. So now we just, for MVP, gotta hope that that Silver Edge proc comes out right on top of our PA. So just make sure that's properly synced up here, and maybe Light can get on top, and they can all start pumping in some damage from there. Much easier said than done when the counter initiations include a hook, a Rubik, a blind from a troll. You never know if Jabs was getting the backlines for that. With his Blink Dagger, it's just so many different options available here for Faceless.
Would you be surprised if they didn't fight while this golem was down? I feel like there's an open avenue here with that spell being not up and ready to go, and with RP being ready to go as well. So I
think without Aegis, there's not enough to send Faceless high ground. I think they'd rather just wait.
That's fair.
Like, you have a Pudge. If they decide they want to try and leave the base, then you're at an advantage in that scenario, I would say. The general mobility on their team. They have to move as the ball in MVP, so it'll be so telegraphed what they're up to unless they're smoked. They still have this ward inside their base that has lasted almost its entire duration. It's a very nice job done here from the supports on the Dire side.
Pretty surprised that ward again. Nuts has done a fantastic job this game. He's placing all the wards. He's doing what he needs to do as the hard 5, but he's also making some big plays. And this is why Rubik excels as a hero, because you can make these plays. Especially if you get the farm, which he certainly has. Going Axe next, by the way, which, as any, I think, spectator's dream is to see Rubik Axe. It's always so fun to watch.
Yep.
We'll see if we can get to that point before this game ends, which, I don't know. This game still hangs in the balance. Again, there's no tier 3 taken, there's no racks taken, but there's such a net worth advantage for our faces that MVP have to do some crazy shenanigans here. Of course, Golem is back up, and as we've talked about, that is the biggest thing for MVP.Hot6. See if they can find something with it, or if they just continue to farm.
I think currently Ice is just like in panic mode. I guess he can't see the numbers like us, but he is so close to Pudge that you can't allow Black as position 4 to outfarm you. Like, I'm sure Ice is just like, please, faster. I only got 200 gold edge on this guy. Midas is coming up in 5 seconds.
Yeah, that's the thing. He doesn't have.
He's not careful. Black's gonna get ahead of him.
He doesn't have the Midas. He doesn't have hook and like 10 rising kills. So.
Oh, Ice. You see this? He 4-staffs his Harpy onto the high ground. That's filthy. Oh, that is so dirty.
I kind of wish I saw that happen. That's nuts. That's like a next level play.
It's actually
that's just a ward. It's just a ward that's just never going away.
Great stuff. I'm sure there's more valuable things to do.
Can you imagine walking by as MVP.Hot6 and seeing a Harpy Stormcrafter on the cliff and just be like, "You've got to be kidding me"?
Oh, it's even the Harpy Scout too. It's the one that gets this like ridiculous vision.
I think it gets more. Yeah, it's more vision than. It's about the same, if not more, than an Observer ward.
Doesn't have lightning though.
Dire scan. We'll see. Shuma. He's gonna force staff himself. Can't find XY for the swap, and so immediately Faceless back up and reset. Whether or not they want to take the fight, it remains to be seen. They'll sit towards that Harpy where they have vision. Roshan is up very, very soon. In fact, about a second or two before this thing spawns, I believe. Yep, there it is. Hook, nicely done for Black will find Grace. With him down, that is an open avenue to Roche. No golem available now, and I think they want to fight more. Nuts blinked in, looking for potential telekinesis lift, but he can't find anything. Instead, they'll go right onto Ryzen, who again...
the ogre.
You gotta feel for the man. It's just not an easy game.
The worst part is he can't even like do anything to not let Bloodlust get caught. I guess maybe he could throw some ignites on creep camps before he walks into possibly dangerous territory, but that is a pretty brutal thing.
The entire map is dangerous territory, I feel like, for him, so what are you going to do?
Yeah.
Roche is down. It just shows you how important one of those hooks is. When you find that Warlock, that's immediately Roche, and more than likely, it's going to be the push that comes with it. Although they will have to fight into Golem if they do so. But I think as Faceless, you pretty much have everything you need. I mean, what are they building towards on their cores? They already have everything for Jabs. Really need right now, and PA is trying to get this Abyssal, but it's ways away to actually completing it. He barely has enough for like a Vitality booster, let alone the entire Abyssal.
Yeah, Black's 200 from Ags, so I'm sure it's just
that's
he get Ags, Refresher gets delivered on the courier for Ice. Looks like he's just waiting for Black to
nice telekinesis from Nuts, but he's done. He actually gets caught by Light. Jabs came in trying to help out, and here comes the rest of the team, too. RP only catches on the Ryzen, misses the skewer. Not his best effort, but that's all right. Golem, now counter initiation coming. This is a bad fight so far for Faceless. Meanwhile, XY coming and trying to do the damage that he can. But so far, it's just too dead for Faceless. Black's nearby, and here we go. Light getting jumped on. That crit blows him away. Still, though, the Aegis is now gone. Black looking for Dismember, found it on Shima. XY trying to 1v5. This is as best he can. I guess it's a 2v5 as now Black comes in, gets the hook kill onto Shima. That's a big hero down. Light's next. Grace is going to fall as well. And Ryzen is left to his own devices. An ultra kill for XY. Do not count out the PA with the cleave and all that damage that he does. That's 5 dead again. And even with the best effort from MVP.Hot6, it's just not enough to win themselves a team fight.
Wow. I guess we were excited for the Troll Warlord PA combination for a while there. For good reason.
Yeah. Battle Trance, Cleave, Desolator. He's got a lot of damage. This should be... They do have buyback on the sniper, so... Glyph will save this tier 3 for a bit. This is at least a tier 3. Maybe Rax if they want to keep going. They don't have everybody, including the Ice Magnus. So it looks like they'll play it safe. They won't go for the Rax. They'll just take the tier 3 tower, and now in short order start taking out Shrine so they can have more map control on Faceless' side.
I mean, you can't really fault MVP, at least in terms of some of their, like, mid to... well, maybe these are... If you want to call it the late game, this game's probably going to be over soon, but they've definitely had a lot of the right ideas. Just they're smoking outside the base, they're trying to find stuff. They're not just camping inside because Faces aren't giving them that opportunity. They're just waiting for these right moments and stuff. And things sure look close, but then those ridiculous EA ultra kills and whatnot are happening. So
it's nuts.
Probably too little too late, but Abyssal ready, BKB ready, 8 seconds. And I'm sure Ice just waiting for that nice big play here for one of his skewers. Oh, he sees that sniper.
Oh, he's got a refresher.
Okay, it's okay. It's a bait. He's got refresher.
Yeah, he's got refresher, guys. Swap out. RP. Oh, no. He refreshed into a death. And XY now is actually getting pretty low. He jumps in. He's looking for the sniper. He wants his kill. Sick. The lifesteal is coming. He's going in. Light's going to be next. XY is godlike. Rise is going to be the third default, looks like. Buyback from the axe, but already 2 dead. There's no buyback for the sniper. Perpetual Spirit should fall as well. The call does get off, at least onto Black, but Jabs is still going in, looking for Grace. XY now jumping back on the light. It's dieback, which probably should... Yeah, that's it. GG. Game number 1 going to Faceless. A great combinations of heroes. Just a lot of fun to watch. And MVP.Hot6, I think that was pretty impressive for their first game, especially with the start that Light had. But Faceless still come out on top, Trent.
Yeah, Faceless looking fantastic today, honestly. Great draft again. Nice execution, good lanes. Black on his Pudge is disgusting. Probably going to be banned, I would guess, in the first phase, because they're going to pick it up every time. And, well, maybe you can wait for the second phase, but I think if you try that this game, it'll probably just get taken out. I hope we get some more Black Pudge in these qualifiers.
I think we will. Well, either that or it's going to get banned, and there's a good chance that happens. But very good play from Faces so far today. We have one more game with them. It's, again, Faces versus MVP.Hot6, game number 2 right around the corner. After that, we'll go right into... Well, actually, what's going to happen now, folks, is I'm going to end the stream here. We're going to move over to moonducktv for the last game of this particular day. And then we're going to have Elimination Mode come on. Andrew